Welcome back. In this session, we'll talk about strings and template literals. In this session, we'll learn how to write a single line of string by adding the different type of variables. So let's get started and let's start writing our example here. Okay. So let's declare a first name, some random name. Okay. We'll declare it as Max. And then we'll declare for this person job, for Max job. So let's go ahead and give, and then we'll give the birth year 1991, something like random. Okay, and then we'll give the year as something like 2037. Okay, and then we'll write all of this in a single line. So how do we write? So let's add a constant, and then we'll give the variable name as Lohit here, and then we'll start writing our line. So initially, if I want to write a single line of code, so for that string, so here if I want to write in a single line of string, so if I want to write I am here, so if you give I and am apostrophe, so this M will be popping out. So we use this syntax, this. So now I am is inside the brackets and it is as one word string. If you use a single quotations, for example, like this, see M is popping out of the string. So this is not the correct case syntax to use. So this is the correct format, and then we'll add this to the first name. Okay, and then again we'll create a space. Okay, and then again we'll add year minus birth year, and then again we'll add years old, and then we'll add again job, and again we'll add one more. Okay, so how you think our output is going to be? And let's just call it out console.log Lohit. Okay, see here we have given I am Max. Okay, and 46-year-old teacher, because see here we need to give again spacing. So I'm just going and giving the spacing here. So writing this kind of string can be a complex, and we have to add a spacing, like here add the space, here add the space, so that we get a spacing here I am and after a here, right? So it is a bit complex, so it is a bit hard, so we can have a much better way tool for this. So for doing this kind of stuff in a easier way, we have a tool called template literals. With this template literals, we can write a string in a more normal way, then insert the variables into the string and directly add them, and then they will be replaced. Okay, so basically the template literals can assemble multiple pieces into one final string. We'll start writing an example here. We'll use the new variable. Let's use with new, and here we don't require this single quotations or double quotations. Here we need to give a new backslash. For that you can find this in the keyboard above the tab. Yes, this symbol, and here we'll start writing our code like I am. Okay, and then we'll give the spacing here, and we'll use the dollar symbol here, and we'll open the curly brackets, and inside this brackets we need to write here, okay, first name, and then no need to use here any like plus signs or anything like that. So We'll start writing our code, and we'll again use dollar symbol. So dollar symbol generally indicates, instead of writing this quotations and spacings and all, so it's better to write in this way. Okay. Okay, and we'll call out this here in this. Okay, and we'll reload this page. See, we got the same output, but instead of writing this line and this line, you can notice the difference. It is much easier, and there we don't need to require add-on operator and add the spacings here. This is easier way, but instead of using here double quotations and single quotations, we need to use back tag. You can find this in the keyboard above the tab. Okay, this way it is much easier for us. Okay, so this one is the most one useful for work template string in JavaScript. Now I want you to let you know that we also use back tags to write all strings. So strings where we don't insert any of these kinds of placeholders like this. So let's just, we can demonstrate to you so that we can use back tags for any irregular strings. You can see that it works here. So let's just uh, use the same console.log. Okay. Here we are using the back tag. Okay. For some random. Okay. Let's go ahead and call it out. See, here we got it include by using the back tags instead of using the double quotations or single quotations. Hmm? That is where this is helpful for us, the back tags. And also you see that it works just right here the same way, as many developers actually started using this back tags and for all strings, because then you don't have to think about which quotation marks you should use, so you just use back tags always. And then in this case you need to insert a variable, then it's much easier to go back and switch out the regular codes. So that's a choice that you can make. I actually don't do that myself, but I can see that it actually makes sense. Okay, by using this back tags. Let me show you one more example here. Console.log, and then here we'll use again back tags. We'll use back tag, and then we'll start writing some text here. For example, string. If you want this string later next text to be coming in the next line, in all other compilers we'll use this /n, right? But in this case in JavaScript we have to use double slash. Okay, we need to close this so that it goes to the next line automatically. So you can write here the next line of code here, like, and also again you can see again back tag, click enter, see it goes to next line. Okay, and let me just call it out so that you can see the output here. See, string multiple lines. And let me just show you the easy way of doing template strings. And we'll write one more thing, console.log, and we'll write back tags string. Okay, and then we'll click enter, and we'll write multiplies, and again enter lines. Okay, and then we'll run it. See, we got the same. So okay, let me just remove this. See, here we got the same output line. Here we are calling out 124, right? See, it's the same output. Instead of using slash and end again closing, we can simply just write here and click enter. It goes to next line. So it comes in the next line. So this is easier compared to all the template literals. Okay. And we'll discuss more about in the next section. So see you in the next section.